It seems it has something to do with experience in moving on your own. They say that travel broadens the mind. It's true the scenery may be beautiful and stimulating to the senses, but sensation alone, vision alone, can't give baby humans all that they need to interpret the world. They may already see far and near, high and deep, but they must understand the consequences of moving. It's all right to enjoy a lazy summer afternoon, but if the baby human is always passively ferried around, they will never fully appreciate the dangers that lie in wait. It's the baby human's own active movements that are the major driving force in their learning. To study how this happens, Dr. Joe Campos' lab at Berkeley has devised a series of experiments. Kaylin is put on the visual cliff. One half of this plexiglass surface is solid-looking, but the other half is transparent and seems to drop off. Kaylin is a very new crawler and hasn't learned fear of heights yet. Although she sees depth, she happily crosses the abyss, not understanding what depth means.
How you doing?
Reese has been crawling for a few weeks more than Kaylin.
Look at the butterfly. You want to come get the butterfly?
She reacts very differently on the cliff.
Come on. You want to come get it?
Even though her mother calls her, she refuses to cross.
Come on. Come on over.
She shows the classic fear of heights.
You want to come get your ducky? Come on. Come on. Come on.
The only difference between Reese and Kaylin is the amount of experience they've each had crawling.
Come on. You can do it.
What is it about crawling that teaches the baby human fear of heights?
Reese.
New research suggests that the fear of heights is linked to the development of peripheral vision during crawling. To illustrate this, Joe Campos put 2 infants with different amounts of experience crawling into a moving room. Emmett is a very new crawler. His attention is kept forward to focus his eye line and to determine whether he's picking up information out of the corner of his eyes. When the walls move, Emmett doesn't notice. Adults in his position would have the illusion that they themselves are moving, but because Emmett is such a new crawler, he hasn't learned to pay attention to the information flowing in through his peripheral vision. But at 9 months, Emmeline has had lots of experience crawling. She reacts quite strongly. Afraid of losing her balance, her body readjusts each time to maintain a sense of stability. What has made her sensitive to her peripheral vision is her active crawling experience, and that experience will allow her to have a healthy fear of heights. But can pre-crawlers also learn about peripheral vision and therefore develop an understanding of heights? To test the possibility, Dr. David Anderson put several pre-crawlers into a toy car with a joystick that allows the babies to control the car. This is Alexis's first of 8 sessions in the car. Even though she pulls on the joystick, she makes no connection between the joystick and the car's action. Instead, the joystick has become her new toy.
Your feet are in the way.
This is Lucy's second visit with the car. She knows it can move forward, but can't remember how. She tries tasting the joystick, but nothing happens. She makes all the necessary sounds, and still nothing. Then she finally pulls on the stick. She notices that she's moved forward. She tries again. But the taste of the joystick is infinitely more interesting. Colin's first impulse is also to go for a taste, even though he's had previous training on the car. He soon rediscovers the real purpose of the joystick. Though he's facing forward, he notices through his peripheral vision that he's moving past the walls. His ability to control his own movements, even though he can't yet crawl, gives him this information. A few weeks later, when Colin has begun to crawl, he's brought back to the lab to see if his experience with being in charge of his movement in the car has had any effect. When he's put on the visual cliff for the first time, he's very content crawling on the solid-looking side.
Colin! Colin!
But when Colin's mom calls to him from the deeper side, even though he's a new crawler, he refuses to cross the cliff.
Colin! Colin, sweetheart.
His training in the car has increased his attention to his peripheral vision, and therefore he knows what depth implies. The deep side is frightening to him because it means he could fall, and to him, this looks like a deep chasm. He circles round and round the edge, but no amount of encouragement can make him crawl over. So it's not only the physical act of crawling that teaches babies new wisdom. But this wisdom arrives when an infant begins to control his ability to move about. With his increased mobility, Aran's physical world expands, and so does his understanding of it. And now he is able to navigate his way around that world a bit more safely. A few weeks later, Aran finds himself back on the staircase. He's now a confident little boy. He has a sense of his limitations, but needs to test himself. He's not ready to take the stairs on 2 feet yet, and reverts to crawling because he now understands depth and height, and feels it could be dangerous. But the destiny of the baby human is not to crawl on all fours like others in the animal kingdom, but to walk upright. Accomplishing this feat over the next few months will become Aran's Mount Everest.